You're tuned in to Game Chopping TV. Hip-hop media, real-world news, live video games, all chopped up in one place. We break down albums, talk culture, stream the hottest titles, and hit the streets for the stories that...
What it do, what it do. Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we chopping this game over here, man. Had to tap into this one, man. So just a couple of days ago, across social media, there's been a post allegedly from Donald Trump's Twitter account that showed Barack Obama and Michelle Obama basically kind of photoshopped as gorillas or something like that. What you'll see is what you've seen is the body of the gorilla, and then you'll have Michelle Obama head on one of them, Barack Obama's head on the other. And of course there was backlash and stuff. And, a lot of people, I guess, looking at it like, oh, look, this is how your president feels about black people and all that type of stuff. Since then, it's been removed, definitely. And, a lot of people, I don't know. I guess maybe there's a possibility that he could have just saw it and then wanted other people who he figured would get a laugh out of it to see it too and share it and stuff like that. Because, white people get a kick out of stuff like that for some reason. Just like they get a kick out of, like when it comes to black people and chicken, stuff like that. No cap. It's just, then you go to a chicken spot, they're the main people there and you're in line, all in your way from getting your food. Like, come on. But anyway, and it's like when you see them at places like that, you can't do nothing but just look them dead in the eye. Like, you sit here and refer, every time some chicken's mentioned, it's like a reference to us, which chicken is good. So, but it's a ignorant stereotype that they be wanting to do stuff, but then their ancestors have created such a bad thing, it makes them look stupid trying to do it. Because now we have to look at them like what are you doing? Why do you've been sitting here all this time making fun of us, like with watermelon. We're associated with watermelon as a racist thing. Grape soda, stuff like that. But that's what I'm saying. And then you turn around, you see them, the ones doing it, eating watermelon, cutting watermelon open, going to buying chicken, cooking chicken at the chicken place in line, a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? Barbecue. They make fun of all that. So then you see they're the main ones liking it and stuff. Come on, man. And it's good. It's all good stuff. Watermelon's good. Watermelon's good for you. Chicken is good. Chicken is good for you. Over a lot of meats. Come on, man. But that's the ignorance of them. So as I say, and they do so much ignorant stuff, then you see them doing it, then we call it out like, why are y'all even doing this stuff? Y'all already made it look bad when we was doing it. Now you want to do it. Then you acting funny that we point out that you're trying to do the stuff that you shamed. Anyway, so there's a good possibility. Like I say, he's white. He probably gets a kick out of seeing stuff like that, and so he just had to slick show his, anyway, just people like him, or I don't know. Like I say, it might not be anyway. It's a good possibility. Slick show them and then just come up with an excuse because he did respond to it, and then it was taken down and stuff. So, I feel like it could have been a slight cheap shot. He just wanted to show that, and for the people who think like them type of humor, if that's the case, which even if it is the case, it is what it is. Like I say, at this point in the game, I think, as black people, we kind of have an understanding on how white people think. Let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? So, and stuff they find humorous, it's like, come on, man. But hey, that's them. But let's hear from the horse's mouth his response to what he put out, because let's hear this though.
The White House says that a staffer sent it. Who sent it, and are you going to fire them?
I looked at it, I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud. And I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at.
So I don't know. So that's how he coming about with it. I mean, he's saying that, you know, he didn't necessarily get the chance to peep the picture and all that, and oh yeah, it was a bad picture. I wouldn't have liked it either. And that's, you know, hey, I mean, as I say, I mean, put like this, as somebody around his age, which that doesn't matter, but in his position, you wouldn't think that he would, you know, post something like that. But then, if people think that, hey, I could do anything I want and just clean certain things up, that's another story. I mean, I don't know. But one thing I will say to that is that when Barack Obama was in office, he didn't do anything for Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? When Michelle Obama, she'd say things like, "Oh, when they go high, when they go low, you go high," and all. I mean, it's just like I could, you know, you could take offense to it, but then it's like for the people that it was thrown at the same time, the energy just don't hit exactly the same. You know what I'm saying? Like if he would have done it for some, you know, people who was really pushing for the real deal type of stuff, it'd be a different story. But let's.
The whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't. And they posted, and we took it down, and we did it. You know, but that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things, and I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. And they had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on The Lion King, and certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it, and probably they would have had the sense to take it down. But that was a takeoff of The Lion King, and a lot of people were covered on in different positions. So, but I spoke to Tim Scott. He was
At this point in the game, man, kicking Black Americans at this point, oh man, you're not doing nothing. I mean, that's the thing about it. And I think Trump realizes that now because, like I say, another thing about it is, it ain't no, like the people that, just for the sake of blackness, you know what I'm saying? Boom, you know. And then it's, you know, Black History Month. Of course, white people they're just, but we're not going to do that right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak on that. They just have a certain rage in them about anything that celebrates black and have to just find a way to slip and disrespect something going on that celebrates us. But anyway, so that could be, you know, then he might be telling, you know, like, hey, you know, maybe it wasn't supposed to go as far as it did. I mean, or maybe it was a thing of, hey, y'all, look at this. Boom, we take it down and make an excuse. But anyway, either way it goes, it's like at this point, you know, you're not getting no points. You're not getting no brownie points for that. You know what I'm saying? Because now, you know, for the people you want to talk, if you're talking about making America great, you know, again, you can't crap on America, which are the Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, that lies with a person's loyalty to this country. Black Americans, yeah, it lies with your loyalty to this country, and that's just how it is. It's in the blood, it's in the soil of this country. When it comes to Black Americans, you can't diss Black Americans and say you're for America. You just can't, because, you know, you can't diss foundational Black Americans and say you're for America. That's to anyone. But you know, you have, of course, you have a lot of foreigners that go. They're not for this country, of course. So that's what you have. But hopefully, you know, we can have a, you know, hopefully President Trump is the one to do the most American thing ever in history, or we'll eventually get a president that will. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that will, but this is the most American thing that can be done right now. You know, but like I say, going against the grain, it's just keep going against the grain. It's just never going to work. And that's, you know, I actually rock with President Trump has going on now. I'm not gonna lie, you know, certain things he does, but you know, but I don't. I feel the way it is for the soil of America, you can't go. No one can go against the grain, and because it's not gonna. It just doesn't look good. It looks good when you watch out for the country and acknowledge the history and the foundation, you know, and take care of the history and the foundation, you know, but, you know, I figured I had to, you know, say something on this, speak upon this, because like I say, for the people that he's talking about, it's like, you know, because they scammed us. Never once did I hear this come out of Barack Obama's mouth. Haven't heard it come out of President Trump's mouth either. But you know, he's not scared to speak on stuff and to acknowledge stuff, especially when it comes to Black Americans. And I don't, you know, not President Trump, but Barack Obama is Kenyan and Hawaiian or something. He's not even Black American. The thing is, his wife is, I believe. Now, I believe his wife is. So. But still, look, you know, she's rocking with that cat. Never heard her say nothing about reparations. So, you know. But I've heard some Republicans kind of mention it. So, you know. But that's my little take on it, I guess. You know, it's for the people he was talking about. It's like, but he feels like that about all Black people, whatever. I don't know, and I don't, you know, really don't care, to be honest. You know, because hey, there's insults that can be thrown all kind of ways. You know, but for him to be who he is, and just for the history of, with like I say, their stereotypes. That's where it's like, oh, that's, you know, that's where it's kind of like a low blow. Like, oh man, come on, now you gonna really just go? Come on, man. Like I say, at this point, you know, you don't get no points for, you know, trying to come at a Black American at this point, man. We are the ones who's endured it all from every race. You know what I'm saying? It's getting old at this point. We gonna keep riding. You know what I'm saying? We gonna definitely keep riding, but it's just getting old at this point, and it's like no respect. And you don't get no points for it at this point. But you keep going, and you know, because when it all boils down, like I said on my last video, at the end of the day, we're the big mean Black guys. For whatever happens, if we defend ourselves or whatever. You know, we are the targets of whatever punishment that's thrown out there. You know, come on, in this country, and you know, and so it's like, come on, you know, come on. It don't make no sense, man. Leave it alone, man. For the people that he mentioned, I can almost separate it, but leave Black Americans alone, foundational Black Americans alone. Come on, this is what we need to be on, man. This is what it needs to be about, you know. But salute, and y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, man. It's another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe, cause we chopping this game over here, man.